Well, when I first...
What the f did you just pull out of your mouth?
That was a Zen.
That's what that was. I was thinking like, yo, how did you get this f***ed up tooth? I thought you had like a crooked ass tooth in front of all your other teeth, and I was just thinking like, how did I'm gonna have
you could
to
see that? I didn't know you could see it. Yeah,
no, I was thinking, I'm like, they're gonna see it, and for sure. Like I was thinking like, how could that possibly have happened when you just grow a new tooth? Okay, but damn, you're a Zen head. What the f? A lot has changed.
Well, yeah, vaping was making me like feel like I have cancer, so I decided to do Zens.
You think the Zens are a safer option?
Yeah, I don't feel like shit.
But you were never a cigarette guy?
I smoke cigarettes sometimes.
Okay. Usually
when I travel or whatever. But yeah, Zens are great. I mean, when I'm smoking cigarettes or vapes, like I feel like I'm dying all the time. So the Zen, I feel like a lot better, more energy.
How many of those do you do a day?
Probably like 1 or 2 packs, like 20, 30 Zens.
1 or 2 canisters?
Yeah.
How much do those cost?
$7.
Damn, that's a hardcore habit.
Yeah, I mean, I love nicotine, dude. I just all day.
I feel like I would love those.
Yeah, all day.
Way too scared to f with it.
1 or 2 in at a time is great.
2 at a time.
Yeah, whatever. When I went to Europe, dude, these are 6 milligrams. In Europe, they had ones that are like 50 milligrams. I was fucking zooted off those.
Do you ever? But you take in like you get like a head high to the point where you don't want to lay down ever?
No, I mean, it feels great. I don't know. I take Adderall too, so I just fucking Zen, Adderall, like I feel great all the time.
Celsius,
yeah. I mean, my lifestyle is a fucking mess, but you know, it's great.
Really? Do you think you're healthy right now, or?
Well, I mean, I'm a bit out of shape, but I'm healthier than I was. Yeah.
Right.
I eat like healthy food and shit.
Right. And then you just cram Zins down your throat.
Oh yeah.
I have a homie though, Ryan Pownall, who just walks around with a Zin container all day, every day, and it has like some Viagra tucked in there as well, in case he has to.
Well, I don't need that. I can get hard and just.
He can't.
Well, that's weird.
He needs both Zins and
50
Viagra.
years old?
No, he's quite young. He's like not even 30, I don't think.
Oh, well, that's going to cause him some problems.
The problems are already underway.
Well, I guess. I mean, whatever.
No, yeah, for sure. Okay, but so then, at what point does the crypto thing come around? Because I feel like that was like we're kind of like quietly knowing that ICE is doing a little bit of a career resurgence, and then the crypto thing just explodes, and that becomes the primary narrative for a while there.
Yeah. So when I took my time off streaming, you know, a lot of people were doing the shit coins,
yeah,
and I'm like, oh, you know, I'll get on this too, because you know that's a lot of money. So you know, I did a shit coin. And, you know, there was, you know, obviously some drama from that because nobody likes influencers who make shit coins. But, I mean, the narrative was totally wrong.
What was wrong about the narrative?
Well, the narrative was I just fucked everyone over and got a bunch of money from it. But that's not the case. You know, obviously I made a shit coin. And then there's people who made money from it and there's people that lost money from it. That's how it works. And then obviously I made the most money from it.
But did you abruptly pull out all of your shares like early on, like as soon as it went public?
No, I think I pulled my stuff out like 7 months after I launched it. So, so I checked. You can check the amount of people who still hold the coin with their wallets, and I checked, and there was like nobody holding it left. Just bots and like whatever small. I think the largest wallet was like a couple thousand.
So even your hardcore fans didn't have like long-term faith in it?
I mean, it's just a shit coin. Nobody has faith in shit coins. You just get in and get out. You try to make money and that's it.
So there's nobody from your fan base who took like a serious financial hit to it?
I mean, not that I know of. I mean, if they did, that's their own fault because it's a shit coin. Like, you're not gonna, it's not a long-term investment thing. It's just like gambling, you know what I mean?
So you're telling me that if we go back and rewatch the CoffeeZilla videos about this whole situation, that they're just full of lies? Did he completely misrepresent your involvement?
I mean, yeah, he misrepresented everything. He was like, oh, you're stealing money from people. It's like, no, a shitcoin is gambling. People, you know, it did a 30X. You know, it went from like 800,000 market cap to like 30 mil. So it's like, if you lost money on that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you should know that if it 30Xs, you should pull out. And, you know, a lot of people did. They're not stupid. They know how to fucking do shit coins. Like, everybody knows what they're getting into. It's not like a trick, like, oh, this is the next big thing. Like, no, it's not that.
I never saw the like angry focus groups full of people who felt like they lost their life savings, like the way that we've seen with, you know, Crypto Zoo and like all these other ones.
Yeah, well, you know, they advertised Crypto Zoo as like a more long-term, like legit thing. Like this, like I said, when I launched it, I literally said, if you don't know what you're doing, don't get into this. This is for people who are shitcoin enthusiasts. And you have to know, like, what that means is get in, get out. Don't, like, sit there and hold it forever.
At that time, there was just a huge appetite for seeing celebrities or influencers get taken down a peg when it came to the whole crypto thing. Because you keep in mind, this is around the same time that, like, Lana Rhoades had tons of huge videos about her and her whole little crypto project that she rug pulled, whether she understood what she was doing or not. So you feel like you were kind of like misrepresented in all that?
Well, yeah. I mean, he said I rug pulled the thing, but that's not true. I, took my shares out 7 months after it was done, and there was nobody holding it.
Did it hurt a little bit to see that narrative become so captivating to people that there was pretty much nothing you could have done to stop that narrative, right? And you had people like me, where I recall talking about it on the podcast and stuff, and just kind of treating it like it was a foregone conclusion. Like, yes, Ice is a scammer, and he chose to scam all his fans on the way out.
Well, I mean, I knew that was going to be the narrative because people just hate me. So it's like, whatever. But at that time, like I said, I was going broke. So it was like a good opportunity to make some money. But at the same time, I did it in a way that didn't f people. Like, okay, when it first launched, I could have pulled out like $1 million. But I didn't. I waited 7 months for everybody else to get out.
But didn't you get many hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Yeah, I got 200, 300,000.
Right. But where could that liquidity possibly come from besides your fans who had purchased it? Just like the small percentage of people who hadn't sold it, but $200,000 or $300,000 worth of.
Well, when you
a lot.
When you buy a shit coin, a percentage of the sales go into the coin itself. Like, it takes a cut.
Okay.
So that's where it comes from.
So yeah, but there's like a thing that happens though too, where it's like when a story is convincing enough, and you've got every internet outlet posting about it, and you've got a perfectly edited 30-minute CoffeeZilla video about it, etc. It's just like there's like almost no point in even trying to convince people that you're innocent, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to convince people of anything. Like, people are gonna hate me regardless.
Especially because the shit is so confusing when you really get into it. Like, most people don't really understand what's going on in the crypto market and everything. So it's like you're especially powerless to paint a narrative about how you actually didn't do anything wrong, which I am still kind of skeptical about what you're saying, because I don't really even understand it that well myself. But
yeah, I mean, to me, it just doesn't matter. If people want to hate me, I don't really give a f. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I mean?